Hey, that bag is
man.
massive as well.
vibes,
That bag
bro.
is huge.
I'm on vibes.
No, I hear it. Today is not an arguing thing, is it? Today is just like a reminisce about
Yeah.
Arsenal showing up when it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
And when did Chelsea show up? Last season. It's alright, man. You're lucky that Lampard joined the week later, bro. If Lampard joined the week earlier, Chelsea getting relegated would be in my top 10.
Yeah, you might even get Ballon d'Or in that shots.
Inspirational,
man.
man.
You never know, man.
Not
Keep doing
from
your
me.
thing,
You
but
can't perform like that and get Ballon d'Or shots no matter what you do, man. What?
If you laugh, you're
not a
racist.
top 10 moment, man.
How's that?
You know what?
Whoa! Yeah, fair. I back it.
Anyway, right, let me get into this. Yo, what is everyone saying? Welcome to a very special episode of the Total 90 Pod. It's been a very long season of debates and arguments, but today, as you can see, we are here to just be chill and on vibes and reminisce and laugh about our top 10 funniest moments of the season from around the world. Joining me first up, he had nothing to laugh about for the first 8 months of the season, but now that Arsenal finished second and Chelsea have announced Poch, he's suddenly over the moon again. Ali, how we feeling, pal?
Good, man. Like you said, the worst season of my life is finally over, so all smiles around here, man.
Yeah. We shall see what happens next season. I'm hearing top 4, top 2 already, but fair enough.
Top 4
man.
minimum.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see about that.
Okay.
Next up, sadly, the reverse applies. We have been laughing and enjoying for, 93% of the season. But sadly, it's been a little more somber in recent times. So Drew, he's got his popcorn to hand to try and reminisce about the good times. Drew, how you feeling, pal?
I mean, same energy as always. One game at a time, enjoying the moments. But for the moment right now, free my boy Quincy Promise.
Well, I mean, he stabbed Bear Man and also sold billions of drugs now. But fairs though, to each their own and that. I'll free up Ivan Toney. Anyway, lastly, it's a man who he thought he won the last draft, but as you guys know, he was sadly disqualified because we watched the Bundesliga and Bellingham did not win the league. So unfortunately for Mav, you can't have a title-winning draft and have Bellingham in your team because he didn't win it. So Mav, what do you think about that?
I think you guys would do anything to bring me down, and especially when Amenyah got such a low score in one that I won in. Of course, he's trying to brush this one under the carpet because of an admin error.
I'm a man of the rules,
by the way. So he did this just in case he lost.
Of the rules, bro.
He knew Dortmund might not be able to win. We even said it in the video. So he's acting like it's brand new. He did this on purpose. I know his game.
Yeah, I bet Bellingham didn't play on purpose as well, man. But it's cool, man. It's cool. Anyway. You guys know how the top 10 lists work by now, but anyway, the 4 of us, plus 5 of our very respected T90 Ultras, have sent me their list of their top 10 funniest moments from around the world this season. As per usual, if a moment finishes first in the list, that's 10 points, second is 9 points, 8 points, so on, until 10th equals 1 point. I then combine all the lists together to get all the points added up and have our overall top 10, along with a whole host of honourable mentions. And trust me, there are a lot, so let me get straight into it and not waste time because 7 moments received only 1 point. So I'm going to breeze through them quickly. Before I forget, I made a new account for YouTube. I've made a Total 90 YouTube account so that from August time, I will start posting it from there. So it's a separate channel for all of us rather than just it being on my personal thing. So go subscribe to that one. I'll put a link and whatever in the bio. Firstly, CJ has put Big Sam picking up a 5 and offering it to the referee or linesman or whatever. Fair play, haha, funny.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, basically he saw money on the floor. He picked it up and offered it to the linesman, and the linesman was like, "Shut up, get that out of here, whatever." Yaz, a massive hater, has put Mbappe missing 2 penalties versus Montpellier. I didn't see that, but I'm sure Mav will enjoy that because it fuels the agenda a little bit. But
don't have an agenda.
I just don't even remember that even happening.
I didn't even know it happened. So
yeah, I guess congrats to him. Ted's put Alisson on Courtois going bar for bar with horrid mistakes at Anfield in that 5-2, where they both just were offering up 3 goals. Fair enough. And Ali's got one here. Joao Felix red card on his debut. Was it funny for you at the time, Ali?
It wasn't funny at the time, but in hindsight, I think that's when I realised that Graham Potter must be cursed or something, man. You know that he was cooking already.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Exactly.
That's when you know your season's been a joke, when that reaches your top 10.
Bro, they were gassing him for half an hour as well. They were like, yo, this Felix guy, he's the best.
He was
he's the
balling
best.
out. I thought our season was about to start for
I hear it. This next one is from Mav. I've never seen this in my life. It goes towards more, I guess, Haaland and Mbappe thing. He's put Haaland saying the Louvre. Mav.
Hey,
that's one of my favorite clips.
No,
from
I
this
can't
season.
lie. That was funny as hell. So I like, don't even try and hit me with that. Like,
No, I haven't seen it.
People were talking about that for like a whole week, and they're probably still talking about it. So I'm surprised I'm the only one to put that because I saw it.
Wait, Drew,
all
have
over
you seen
the
that?
timeline.
I forgot about that, but that's one of my favorite clips from the players this season.
Thank you. Thank you very
I ain't
much.
seen that.
There you go.
Fair enough, man.
It's
Fair enough.
It's funny. Honestly, it's funny. It's literally so it's Gundogan.
I'll take your word for it.
It's Gundogan, Stones, and Haaland around the table, and Haaland just impersonates Stones. It's funny, man.
Fair enough, man. I got ice cream van outside, fam. I slightly want some still. Let me just continue the video, though. Alright, Drew is next up. He has put Bukayo Saka spelling bee at the World Cup.
Funny,
I enjoyed it. But
funny.
it wasn't a top 10. I don't know, Drew.
Yeah, I mean,
had that one.
it was 10th on my list. You know, feel good factor, nice content away from the football. Got to see people's personalities a bit more. You know, Calvin Phillips, Grealish, Declan Rice. I thought it was cool, man.
Yeah, it was definitely good content from the England channels. I enjoyed it as well. But what I gave 1.2, I had to give this guy like a mention in the top 10 because he is the epitome of like entertainment. Mourinho. When they beat Feyenoord, he won the semi-final against Arne Slot, the manager of Feyenoord, and he was saying before the game, I don't like watching Rome, I like to watch Napoli. After the game, Mourinho chased him down the tunnel, all the way to the change room, saying, go to watch Napoli now, because he packed them in. For me, I was like, the video of that, I was creasing. That guy is a joke, man. But that's all the ones that got 1 point. We now have 4 moments that got 2 points. Young Dan has nominated the little girl with Morocco and CR7. Airport that way. Bye-bye Ronaldo. He's crying in his car. I hear that one, to be fair. That was.
You know how mad that is? That was this year as well. Like, I completely forgot about that.
It's been a long season,
I'm telling you,
boy.
so many things have happened.
I can't lie. I don't know how I've done this, but something in my brain said it was Prem moments. And I've done like you'll know from my list. I've literally done Prem moments. I can't.
No, that's minor anyway.
Yeah,
but it's cool.
I forgot about like adding things like from the World Cup and stuff in. I really did.
Yeah,
a couple guys asked.
Yeah,
so
I asked, didn't it? But 8 out of 10 of mine is pretty much Prem as well. To be fair.
I mean, you're not gonna get clowned for moving something out your list anyway. It's not really that deep, so I was like, it doesn't matter.
No, I was just thinking.
Another one on 2 points. No prizes for guessing who put this one in, but someone has put in Bellingham being the water carrier in the last game of the season when his team needed him the most.
Is it Alfie? Oh, yes.
It's not Yaz, it's Alfie. He's given that 2 points. Bellingham carrying the water.
Yeah, of course, man.
I'll be honest, it was a funny... I like Bellingham, but it was a funny image. Like, I understand why he's doing it. Like, you have to give your teammates and help them out in that. But it just, optics-wise, it looks terrible that you're just there handing out water to people. What Yaz did put, however, again, I couldn't remember this one to save my life. Emerson Pass versus Sporting Lisbon. I don't have a clue what you're talking about.
I think he backheeled it and it just went out.
Yeah, it was something about like he passed it to the opposition. And
or like was it a no look pass? Like he just no look pass.
Yeah. It was a no look.
Yeah.
It was a no look pass.
I don't remember at all.
Knackered ball.
Yeah, it must have been hilarious though, man.
How much were people saying he was spent on pre-season? Like $1 million.
Couple mil on trying to get better.
On the hyperbolic time chamber. Yeah, it was like 1.8 M's or something like that.
Yeah, couple
a bit like Hakimi. Yeah. Drew's got this moment in. He's put Bruno and CR7 in the dressing room. I imagine the Portugal one, perhaps. I'm not sure.
No, this was when the players were linking up to join the World Cup squad.
Yeah. And there was a bit of
Ronaldo had left the United camp a bit early. I think he had like a hamstring strain or something. But there was the whole stuff surrounding him not playing for United again. And Ronaldo's gone into the change room and he's saying hi to people, and Bruno's just giving him some kind of off look.
Yeah, I hear it. I remember seeing the videos of that one, but I wasn't like creasing, but I guess to each their own in it. It's still a decent moment, I suppose. And another 4 moments received 3 points before we can finally get into our honorable mentions. This one, I'll be honest, when I received it in my DMs, I said, I should have put this in, but I didn't have any space. Tedinho has put Rio Ferdinand tagging Pele in that racism post. For those who are unfamiliar, what happened was Vinny obviously suffered the racist abuse, and Rio put out a post saying, guys, we got to stop this. And he started tagging like every footballer. but there was some random. He started tagging like Nabry. He tagged Pele to do something about it. He tagged Saka. He was tagging players, and I'm thinking, what's going on?
Tagged everyone, like everyone he could.
You
think
know
of.
what? I would have heard it and put it in my list, but the day after, someone on Pele's admin actually messaged.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I just had to chill out. Rio, I wasn't fully familiar with your game and your pool.
Yeah, I hear that, but still, like, having like Nabry in that list, yeah. Like whenever I look at the list, I just start creasing because there's a new name that I see.
Just random
and I'm thinking,
ballers.
what is my man doing there? But yeah, that's Ted's nomination. Ted also has in alongside Young Dan, they've put Lukaku versus Croatia, of course.
That was a horrendous performance. Yeah. Oh boy.
But maybe they're unfamiliar with his game as well, because as we've seen on Twitter in recent days, Lukaku, he's no longer one to be laughed at, innit? He's cooking.
He's in the real winner conversation.
Yeah. You might even get Ballon d'Or in that shot.
Inspirational, man.
You never know, man. Yeah, so congrats, Lukaku.
Not
Keep doing your thing. But
you can't perform like that and get Ballon d'Or shots no matter what you do, man. Not for me.
I hear that. The last two on 3 points. Yaz has put in Upamecano versus Man City. I want to go to Drew, of course, because Drew, some time back this season, put Upamecano and Kimpembe in his draft and said it's the best centre-back partnership you'll ever see in this draft.
I'll be honest.
What do you think about Upamecano?
I'll be honest with you, I don't quite recall that. But
is it?
If that is the situation, and I'm sure you're going to have someone pull up a graphic, I was misunderstood.
I can just see him inserting the clip of it right now.
Separately, I have the best centre-back partnership here. I don't have the best keeper.
No, let's not. Come on, guys. Come on.
I have the best centre-back partnership here.
You should... It is currently 4 a.m. I'm still editing the pod, but I got to put my hands up and say fairs. It wasn't Upamecano. It was still bad, but it wasn't Upamecano. It was 9 months ago. My bad. I forgot. But let's not act like De Ligt and Kimpembe is any better. That is still a stinking take. Thank you. Bye. I sadly missed
different.
one of the legs because I was traveling, but it was I watched the highlights back and wow, that guy was bad.
It's getting worked.
Yeah, the last one, I had this one and it had 3 points. Sadly, no one else had it, but I guess it's not really like a on the pitch moment. I had on Sky Sports 4-0 Brentford United earlier in the season. Jamie Redknapp turns to Gary Neville and says, "Look at me when I'm talking to you, Gary." And Gary, like a little boy, turns around looking at him. And he's like, "What's going on here? How can you tell him, man, look at me when I'm talking to you like you're some random school teacher?" So I had to give that one a few points there. And now we finally get into our top 30. And the good thing is, like I said before we started recording, bro, we're now in our top 30. But the good thing is we're not going to have any 10-minute rants from Mav about anything, so they shouldn't take too long. In 30th, Ali has put Andy Robertson being elbowed by the linesman. Ali, chat to us there.
It's not even as much Andy Robertson being elbowed. It's Roy Keane's reaction afterwards, where he's just calling him a big baby, just for no reason. Bro's complaining because he got elbowed.
It was a
legitimate elbow.
Yeah, no, I hear it. It was a funny one, to be fair. 29th, Alfie's put Sancho sitting down Alisson, and then the commentators were going crazy. I do remember Gary Neville was doing his like, and whatnot. Yeah, it's an iconic one, to be fair. Whenever you hear Gary do that one, you know that it's a crazy moment. And in 28th, these all three were joint on the same points, by the way, so I'm just rattling through. In 28th, I put, by myself, 4 points, Eto'o booting that fan.
Oh,
if you guys haven't seen it,
about that.
Yeah,
World Cup about that.
He booted the head of some Algeria fan,
didn't he?
Yeah,
man. Yeah.
How can you just have Samuel Eto'o boot in your head, bro? Like, how do you even tell your friends? Like,
apparently there's bare backstory behind them too, and he's been on him for like months or something. I saw like a story come out.
I didn't even know that. I just seen the video,
and it was just like it was just the moment that I guess the straw that broke the camel's back, and he had enough of him.
Now, to be fair, he was recording in his face for bare, innit? And I think maybe Cameroon had gone out that day or something. I can't actually remember the specifics, but fair enough. 27th. This one, there's nothing funny about this, in my opinion. It was a bit of brotherly banters, but Ali thinks that it's funny that the City players were doing a bit of banters with Zinchenko after the game. Ali, what's so funny about that? What's so funny about that?
The fact that I know Zinchenko just wanted to go inside and cry, bro. That's what's so funny. These men are just dashed his title hopes. And niggas are just pushing him around.
No, it wasn't funny.
It was like, yo,
that
was in the cup. not in the league. I just like to point that out.
Okay.
Wow. Ali, thoughts
Hey,
on that?
still.
Ali, thoughts on that?
Bro, it's still the same, man. Them man were bullying.
Whatever narrative you want to paint is fine, man. That was one of your top 10 funnies. You get me?
Damn. So guys are lying to get things in their top 10 as well. That's crazy level. They're bringing their agenda to top 10 lists. That's really sad when it comes to funny memories.
I'm surprised that's come from someone else and not me as well. Flipping heck.
Yeah. Well, Mav, I know what comes later in it, so I guess we'll get there when we get there. In 26,
Lucky boy, fam.
I'm on my ones again. I guess, like I said, there's been so many things that we all just forget what's happened. I've got Pogba burying the hyena in Old Trafford and then cutting to Juventus, but nobody joined me on that. How can they, your own brothers and that, you're chatting about burying hyenas in the stadium?
Like, did he actually do that though?
As far as I'm concerned, he did, bro. Until I see him play 10 games in a row without getting injured, as far as I'm concerned, there's a hyena in the grass.
That was actually a crazy saga, all of that, bro. Like,
Yeah.
That was
Getting blackmailed by his family and his mum was the ringleader. That's crazy. That's crazy.
It is me, but I was creasing, bro. And when I deep it as well, I start to think about it. Mav, what do you think about this? If the hyena's buried in the centre of Old Trafford, do you think maybe that's why people like Casemiro, Fred, and whatnot have such bad pass accuracy? Do you think maybe they have like a curse going on there in the centre of midfield? Man?
Uneven pitch.
What do you think about that?
I don't know. What's buried at the carpet then? To be honest, because you guys are turning into Tottenham, but we move.
We just won 5-0. So whatever's buried there is cool, man. Don't worry about
Oh
that.
yeah, great. 5-0. I forgot that's a trophy. Yeah.
Yeah, respect, man.
Arsenal
Respect,
showing up
man.
when it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
And when did Chelsea show up? Last season. It's alright, man. You're lucky that Lampard joined the week later, bro. If Lampard joined the week earlier, Chelsea getting relegated would be in my top 10.
Yeah,
It's a
likewise. Sadly, we have some more anti-Arsenal agenda here. This time from Alfie in 25th place. I don't think anybody found this funny, but I know Ali's gonna start laughing. Saka's penalty versus West Ham.
What?
If you laugh, you're
Not a
racist.
top 10 moment, man.
How's that?
You know what?
Whoa. Yeah, fair. I back it. I don't know why, but I back it. Stuff it.
No,
I hear it, because that was the
wasn't
moment for me that I started thinking, okay, maybe Arsenal don't have this title in the bag. So I hear it, Alfie.
Nah, it wasn't funny.
And when did you think Chelsea could get themselves in the title? Hopefully?
This is what it's going to be like.
Thought that even when they had Potter, bro. He thought that when they had Potter still. He was thinking, you know
Yeah,
what?
Potterable,
Late
Potterable.
title charge, why not?
Cucurella.
Yeah, speaking of Chelsea, 24th. Again, I'm on my ones. I thought maybe Drew might join me, but I guess things get forgotten. Aubameyang, I'm back. All those interviews
I forgot.
and promo ads
Media
just to have us
coverage.
run up in your yard, bro. We ran up in his yard like Mizzy and just slapped his head
But they
when
said
Gabriel
nothing
scored that goal.
personal. Allow it.
Hey, I'm back. I'm blue.
But they had
Ali,
like
what did you
3
think when that
touches.
happened?
2 of them were kickoffs.
Didn't he get yanked off as well?
He did, yeah. He did in both
He
games,
did.
to be
He
fair.
got yanked
Ali, I
off.
don't really hear you laughing at the moment, bro.
I
What's
prefer
happening?
not
You
to
there, bro?
speak. I prefer not to speak on this one.
Funny that, isn't it? I loved it, man. I like Oba, but when I see like Gabriel and everyone running around him, I could tell it was like on purpose. Like, there's no way they've all circled him in celebration by accident. But there we go. We now have 5 moments that are level on 7 points each, so they're from like 19th to 23rd. They all have the same points, but I've just ordered it in whatever way I want to. CJ wanted to have Anderson tilting Darwin Núñez into getting a red card, because obviously a bit of Palace
Oh,
agenda
that
there.
was
It was
funny. Actually, that was
It was
right
funny.
at the start, wasn't it? Right at the start.
Yeah, I think that
forgot
was
about
that was Darwin's like second game, I think.
Yeah, week
That
2.
was-
He scored
was funny,
versus
to be fair.
Fulham and then got a red there. So yeah, that was dreadful. Tedinho, 22nd place. Piers Morgan interview that got Ronaldo sacked from Manchester United. Obviously, we had plenty of convos about that interview. Mav went on many a rant about that. I do find it funny looking back in the light and seeing the memes, yeah. Remember there was that meme of like Ronaldo walking off the pitch, yeah, wearing like the hat and his backpack saying, "I'm going to speak to Piers Morgan." That one meme there, yeah, I can't lie. That made it way more funny than the actual interview was. The interview was, it was alright. But it's seeing my man wear the backpack saying, "I go to speak to Piers Morgan now," I was creasing. So that's 22nd. And Ronaldo yet again appears on the list. In 21st, CR7, Aaron, Gary Neville, and Jamie Carragher. Was it Ali?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can tell Carragher's
Yeah, it
so
was
shook
funny.
when he's coming over
Yeah,
and that,
he's
man.
sour.
To be fair, Carragher's getting that a few times this season.
No
Happened
one's
with Rio
there.
as well, right?
Well.
He's there talking, and then when it comes to in person, he goes a bit red. 20th place. Yaz has put in Walt's face for those 2 own goals versus Liverpool, and I have to say I hear it. I think was it the second one where it hit the post and it bounced back off him, and he still scored. Nah, that is like scoring an own goal. I hear it, but when it hits the post and you've got that long to think about it, and you still put it in your own net, yikes. 19th place. We are into our top 20. Myself and CJ Broster, we have put in. It's a bit of a, I guess, a running theme for Anthony. It's I win this game for you, bro. When Casemiro got one of his many suspensions, whether it be Palace or Southampton, Anthony would go to him, like holding his head saying, don't worry, bro, I win for you. He does a few spins, kick it off the pitch, and he gets hooked off the pitch. I think also he did it as well for Pele. He said, hey, but I'm going to win this game for you, Pele.
And he lifted his
shirt
foot.
up.
He lifted
But
his top
before
at
the
start of the game to say, R.I.P. Pele,
Before
because
the
he
game.
knew you weren't scoring.
And then he just did it
That's
back.
gonna be the wildest
He got
thing.
hooked off. Yeah, he got hooked off, man. He got hooked off.
I'm
Like,
sure
Even though
how
he did
can you
by
do
the way.
that?
I actually didn't know he did that.
I'm sure there's
No, he
defenders.
lifted
It was
out
when
there.
you know when
Right
everyone
in.
lines up.
They were doing
Yeah,
the
he
minute
lifted up
silence
his
in the
shirt.
centre circle. Bro knew he wasn't scoring, so he showed the message before the game starts.
You can tell I watch very legal streams because I don't ever see the build up. It's kick off. I'm good to go.
Yeah, fair enough, man. I hear it.
I don't see any
All
of
right.
that.
So 15th to 18th all have the same points, but again, I've done it in order. 18th place. Ali has put in the Antonio Conte rant after the game, where he was yelling about how much Spurs are built on failure. Ali, chat to me.
Yeah,
Like that
man,
one.
I love that one, innit? Because I've always loved Conte, and just when I'm listening to it, it's actually just astonishing me how you could actually do that, innit? Like, it was just clearly a man begging to be sacked
Yeah.
on that one still. And I don't think I've ever seen
Yeah,
that before.
you cannot do that. It's unbelievable. Like the fact that you can be there at the club still talking about the things he's saying. Like, was he wrong? No. But you can't just say these things like.
Nah, he
As
wanted to
the
get
manager.
wrapped. He
Yeah,
wanted
nah,
to get
it
sacked.
was-
He
Yeah.
literally
He just
wanted
said
the
enough is
excuse for them
enough.
to boot him out the door, man. He
This is
just wanted to go.
unacceptable.
He'd had enough. He'd had enough.
17th place, Yaz decided that he's not going to follow the instructions. He's completely ignored it. He's put De Gea in general. Fair enough, innit?
And now
I
we were
guess-
told to narrow it down to a specific moment or something.
Bro, I said try to think of one moment, even if it's a whole game. Try to think of like a moment. This guy said De Gea this season. So I'm going to just say
I can't
it's
lie.
De Gea winning the Golden
I
Glove
hear it.
as one of the worst keepers ever.
I saw. Well, obviously, was it your stream spoken? There was a 22-minute compilation on Twitter
Fail comp.
of
Yeah.
David De Gea's fails this season.
Just this season.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, bro.
No, it wasn't just this season. To be fair, it
Was
wasn't
it
just this season. It wasn't this. No.
Oh,
It wasn't
fair.
just this season.
Oh, fair. I can't lie. I didn't watch all 22 minutes, but
Yeah,
it looked like it was all
likewise.
this
I'd
season.
imagine you'd have been raging.
There was a lot.
I didn't watch all 22 minutes.
Just
but
steam coming
fair
out your
play.
ears
Okay,
whilst
if it
you're
was his whole
watching.
career, but I was about to say, so it would be hard for him to narrow it down to one if there's 22 minutes worth. But
Yeah, there's still plenty. I think if I have to pick one, was it maybe Everton? Someone shot and it was at his near post, like bent like some pretzel at his near post, and the ball kind of went through it. Oh no, there's too many.
nah,
actually.
bro, there's
Too many.
there's one where he
There's
batted
Everton,
through
there's
it.
West Ham.
genuinely
There's
too many. There's ones where he's
Yeah.
kicked it straight at the striker.
Was it? I
and
think
somehow
my
got
favorite is
away with
Ben
it.
Rama. I think
Yeah,
Ben Rama's my
the
favorite
Ben
one.
Rama one's bad.
Yeah, the worst keeper to ever win a Golden Glove, alongside Arsenal version of Petr Cech. In my opinion.
It's actually
There
a
we go.
crime, but thankfully it's pointed out the stat merchants who use stats to say someone's good, because if you still believe that he's a good goalkeeper, he won Golden Glove, you're a moron. I'm sorry.
Oh, bro, if you look at my TikTok, when I mentioned
Sorry.
De Gea being over, people are yelling at me saying I don't watch football. Like, De
Yeah,
Gea should
bro,
be one of the
it's
best.
insane.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
I mentioned a bit earlier that Mav was going to say something more about this particular player. In 16th place, we have Zinchenko doing the huddle. Mav, you want to talk us through why you think this is so funny? I don't find it funny.
I almost had it in my own.
It's the faces of everyone else just like thinking, bro, I am not hearing this from you right now. You are the last person I want to hear this from. It was, I can't lie, it was funny. I know you're Arsenal fans, but it is funny because people were just not hearing it at all. Absolutely not hearing it.
I should have done a
Cool,
Yaz
man.
and
He
put.
who laughs
I should have done a Yaz
last.
and put Zinchenko in general, man. That guy's a joke.
Just break the rules completely. No, fair enough, man. Like I said, the huddle worked throughout the rest of the season, but you know that one time, you know, it gets pointed. It's okay. It's okay.
But it's gonna happen, bro. When you bottle a title, it's gonna happen, my bro. I can't lie.
It's okay.
You can't okay this one. It's done, innit? It's done. Season's actually over.
Listen,
It's done.
there's too much Arsenal slander right now. So let's go over to some Spurs slander in 15th place. Ali, Ted, and Alfie all have this in, and I should have had it, but again, it had enough points. I was like, you know what? It's still gonna get a nice honorable mention. Spurs going 5-0 down against Newcastle, and Isaac doing that celebration as if to say like, what the hell is going on? This team is so meaty.
Why is it so
incredible.
easy?
I mean, he's there like, am I playing Premier League? Like, what's going on here, bro? What are we playing here? No, but that was more, it was chaos for me, I think. Like, I was laughing, but I was like, kind of shocked as well. Because as bad as Spurs are, 5-0 first half. Ali, obviously you had it in your list, so what was the best part for you about that?
The best part for me was Expressions' stream, like when I was watching it after and seeing his reaction.
Wasn't he billing it live on stream?
They were like, no,
Rolling the suit live on stream, head hot.
Like, he genuinely couldn't believe it, and I get it, innit? Even watching it, I was thinking, is this even actually happening?
No, that's why I could never ever in my life do like a watch along for a away Newcastle. I'm watching that in my house. Bro. I even got like, I was offered to go to watch Arsenal at Newcastle this season, and I was like, you know what, I'm not, man, because traveling there to watch the team get packed in. I said
Newcastle's far as well, boy. That's a long trip back.
Bro, and you're sitting there in the mountains as well. Like, no. But it is what it is. Spurs got packed in. We won our game there 2-0, nice and comfy against the best manager in the whole world, Eddie Howe, apparently. So anyway, it's a bit of Arsenal prop in there. 14th place. Drew and Mav have joined forces for this one. I hear it. It was quite funny. The memes. We have Mitoma versus Joe Gomez. Chat to us. Chat to us.
I could never look at Ice Spice the same.
The TikToks and memes that have come from that moment are just, every time I see one, I laugh. Like, every time I see it, I laugh again. That's how funny I found it.
I don't think Gomez recovered from it. I don't think he recovered from that.
Nope.
Man.
He got spun. Oh my god.
I had them on all fours, bro.
But do you know what's peak? Like, obviously, I'm all there to cook him and that, but like, what Mitoma did there is so impossible to expect someone to do that. That like, how do you actually react to that? If you know what I mean. Like, he's kind of just tried to put his body on the line and try and block it, but he shot cancelled it mid-air on the volley. No.
However you react to it, you gotta try and react better than that, bro. That's all I know.
No, I hear that.
That's every time someone gets cooked in football, though, isn't it? Like, half the time someone slipped or whatever, it doesn't matter.
No. But this is different, man. This guy, the ball was in the air and he flip-flapped it on the volley.
And he turned into Ice Spice. So
no, he did. I agree.
Anything but that, and you would be calm. Like,
no, fair enough.
Anything but what he did, and he would have been calm. But
no, it makes sense. Like I said, I felt a little bit for him because again, it just looks embarrassing, isn't it? But there's not a lot you can do to stop that. But yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, Joe Gomez hold that. I think someone amongst Mav or Drew, one of you guys, if I'm not mistaken, had Joe Gomez in your Royal Rumble team that would beat people up or whatever. So that's interesting now that we look back at it.
Not me, no, absolutely.
It may have been Drew. It could have been Thomas, but I think it may have been Drew, if memory serves. So that's interesting.
I can't lie. Yeah. Realistically, Matoma can do that to him, but Joe Gomez will bang him in the face. You got cooked. But you can still bang him in the chest.
He did.
Do you get me?
No, it's fair. Yeah. No, fair enough. 13th place. We are getting towards our top 10. 13th place. With Yaz, we have Guardiola celebrating in front of Chimikas versus Liverpool. When he was on the sideline, Chimikas walked past and this guy ran over to him and started fist pumping and saying like, yeah. And he tried to ask for a handshake. And I think that's a massive vio. You can't like fist pump in front of somebody's face here and then ask like, yo, was that a cold goal? And that's, like, imagine playing FIFA with somebody, like you're playing your boy like next to you. You scored a goal and you ask to shake their hand after a goal. Like, that's just it can't run. But yeah, it wasn't funny enough to make mine. Yeah. Did you man find that one funny, or was it not really close to yours?
I can't even remember it.
Like that.
He must have had it high up.
I
then,
can't
if
even
it's
remember it. It sounds funny. The way you told it sounds funny, but I
Nah,
can't.
It was
Pepper's just
so
a comedian,
literally.
bro.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
I do
literally.
remember
So
it. I do remember it. I do.
Chimikas was on the bench and he was walking like past, obviously to go, I guess, towards
Warm up
or
or
something
whatever.
like that. Yeah, and the goal goes in, and Pep runs over towards the fans, turns around, sees Chimikas, and he looks him eye to eye and starts like throwing his fists in the air and then asks him to shake his hand. And I said, wow, that's a vile. I guess it's like you're so shocked in the moment, like what do you even do? Like you just move your hand out the way or else. Anyway, in 12th place.
Cheeky.
He's a very, very interesting guy, man. Did you man see the completely unrelated? Have you guys seen the video that came out like yesterday? There's like a pet meme of Rosa Parks on the bus. Have you seen that?
I will not give up this seat.
Funniest video, man. It's the funniest video, bro.
I'm not moving from this seat. I promise you.
That was a cold interview
promise
for
you
him,
that.
to be fair. It was a cold interview. I can't like you know the whole speech when he was like speaking about like enemies and who's not his friend, and he was like Burnley, Wolves, Spurs, Arsenal, Chelsea, listing every team that are now his ops, and then he says, "Yeah, believe me, I will not move from this seat." I say, "Fair, man. That's kind of cold. I can't lie. Some evil villain vibes." In 12th place. Only Alfie has this in, but he gave it a lot of points. Jason Tindall getting aired for the those handshakes. He's a bit of a more recent one. He's a Newcastle, what is he, assistant coach, assistant manager, physio? I don't even know what he is.
Yeah.
But I never knew who he was until about 2 weeks ago. And now I
Can't
see
stop
his
seeing him.
face everywhere, bro.
Can't stop seeing him.
It's that slow-mo replay where he goes to shake somebody's hand. I think is it Big Sam? And he gets...
I think it's Bournemouth. It was Bournemouth. But no, was it Nottingham Forest? Nottingham Forest or Bournemouth? I think it was Bournemouth.
Yeah, I forget who it was, yeah. But
He's tried to
went,
handshake
he
him, he's aired him, and he's just there, slow-mo, like.
When I was first seeing those clips, I didn't even clock like what was actually going on or what was wrong in those videos until I started seeing bare people tweeting about Jason Tindall, and it all made sense. Then it's like,
And all those football team admins were just memeing him, like, putting eyes and just having him in the background.
everybody just had a video of him doing the
always
same
there.
thing.
Bro, I'm seeing like, I think was it like Sevilla or something? They had a random like pre-season friendly, and they had Jason Tindall standing there in the
He's just
background,
out in the
showing
field.
him and yeah, well, fair enough. I guess he knows where the camera is, so you gotta respect it. He's getting his cold IG pics and that. We have our last moment that didn't make our top 10, 11th place. And to be honest with you, it deserves a space in the top 10, but I'm sure we may see him in the top 10 somewhere else. Mav, Alfie, and CJ have put this moment in. Richarlison doing kick-ups versus Nottingham Forest and then getting wiped out.
That's a good moment.
That was one.
That was
one
crazy.
of my faves. It's the whole situation. It's the way the commentators were crying as if he'd done madness. As if he'd done a genuine crime. They were like, it was just embarrassing to football. Like, he's an embarrassment. It's the fact that he was just juggling. He got absolutely swiped. It's the way the commentator said, if he did that to me, like, I'd swipe him. It's like, that's literally what just happened. Like, it's literally what we've just witnessed. And like, I don't know. It was just the whole moment was just kind of the English media personified, really. A guy did a couple of juggles and they lost their mind.
If Jack
It was the
Grealish
best,
did
man.
it,
was
if
the
Jack
best.
Grealish did it, they probably wouldn't have said nothing.
Oh,
We
bro,
were
it
rating
was the
him.
They'll be
best.
gassing it.
It was the best.
Nah, it was funny. And wasn't it the same game where he got like some kind of Travella outside pass assist to Kane as well, I think. So it's not as though he played like rubbish and started doing kick-ups. I think he was actually alright when he...
Yeah, I
he
think
came on that
he had a decent game. It was like a sub appearance, and then he did that towards the end, and guys were crying. It was I loved it. I loved every moment of it.
Bro, I just start seeing Roy Keane like yelling like back in my day, like you punch
He'd
his
have
head
his
or whatever,
leg
like he punched
snapped
the
or
head.
whatever, and it's like, all right, man, come on. Juggle the ball
was
for
funny.
like 2 seconds, relax. Jesus.
Drew, were you rating that? What are you doing if someone does that to you at UTR? You gonna wipe them out, or what's the vibe?
If someone does what, all those kick-ups,
Yeah. In your
I'll
vicinity.
probably just let him do it and catch him on the next one.
Fair enough. It's them ones where you keep it stored. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
you did that?
Yeah,
Cool, I'm making a note. Making a note.
Here are our top 10 moments of the season.
Here we
Number
go.
10, Drew and CJ have this one in. It is, I can't remember the game, but Arteta doing the linesman thing where he started saying the ball was rolling. he started mocking the linesman, yeah, saying he was doing this with his fingers as well, saying, yeah. Because they played a free kick, about 3 passes had happened, a counter-attack was about to score, and ref's like, no, the ball was moving. And it's like, bro, so why did you wait until 3 or 4 passes to say that, you can finally see a ball rolling? Drew, your thoughts on that moment? You like the facial expressions, I guess, yeah?
You know, I mean, I liked it. It showed my manager has a bit of a passion to him. He's got that sauce to him. But it also, in that incident, it didn't like really affect us because I'm pretty sure we got the 3 points that game. I think it was against Villa away.
You could be right, but I'm not 100% sure.
I think it was Villa away.
I can see that being the case, yeah.
And it just goes to show, man, the referees were against us all season. But I'm not going to go into it too deeply because I'm going to get upset, you get me?
We mustn't forget Brentford not drawing the VAR lines. That's a disgrace as well. But yeah, listen, Arteta to me has shown that he's a funny guy as well, man. Like interviews and his random reactions.
He's got a bit about it, man. Do you know how many times I see him bugging out on the touchline? I love it, like jumping and punching his fist, like moving mad. Like you want to play for a manager like that.
I like people like that, innit? Like, that's why when he first arrived, I was not. I was kind of saying, you know what, Tottenham with Conte, this could be a serious, because Conte's a guy that I like how he is on the touchline. I like that kind of stuff. I don't want to just sit
passionate,
there.
Just sit there and just chill,
like a loser or something, man. Nah, it's not my kind of style.
The other side to that managerial stuff is when your team's not banging, it's like, bro, you're being you see all that Zinchenko stuff. Like when we're winning, it's like camaraderie, team camaraderie. But like being both like a spectator and someone that's played football with, but my boy we've just made a mistake is doing that stuff. I'm just like, bro, just allow it, man. Just 100, man. Like, I'm not trying to hear you right now.
Yeah. No, I hear that. It makes sense.
Nah, that was a funny moment, man.
It was, and it was a good day as well with the Jorginho smashing it off of Emi Martinez's head. I thought all that nonsense he'd been talking for a year or two. So fair play, good day overall. 9th place, Drew, Mav, and CJ. We have Erling Haaland and Godfrey doing the little back and forth and the little crying faces or whatever. Mav, you rating that one?
Yeah, I was. That was hilarious. Like it's just the way that I guess the Everton players thought, well, he's new, he's good. Let's just try and wind him up and get in his head. And he was just not hearing it, literally not hearing it, just giving it back. And I feel
like he kind of did get a bit tilted though. Like if I'm not mistaken, he could have been off. There was a tackle he did like by the corner flag where he comes in reckless, dangerous, 2 feet in the air, and he got a yellow for it, I think. So like when I was watching, I was kind of thinking like, yo, it's kind of working. Obviously, he was giving it back, but in my opinion, Haaland was kind of rattled by that. In my humble opinion, but I guess he didn't get the red, so it is what it is.
I guess that's the only way that you can try and stop Haaland, really. But it just shows he's a human being, man. He's not always a cyborg. But I just know next season against Everton, I know he's got something for them, man.
He will definitely store that. He will definitely,
because they stopped him from scoring that game. They drew that game as well, innit? So I guess Godfrey's the winner, but Haaland mocking him was jokes.
Yeah. If I'm thinking about Haaland moments, it's not even that it's a funny one. Like, but what I've got in mind, you know, when you're just walking down the street, like some robot, like, no protection, no bodyguard, you're just walking like some cyborg, like. That one was more funny for me personally. But there we go. In 8th place, myself and Young Dan have this one in. Again, I guess it's a World Cup one, so guys maybe forgot about it or whatever. This man has arrived again. Richarlison doing the celebration with Tite, the manager. The pigeon dance. When Tite pulled up and started doing it as well, I watched that one on stream and I was dying. Like, it was a banging goal first and foremost. And then to watch a guy that's so serious all the time, like straight face, non-stop, start doing the pigeon dance, I had tears in my eyes, man. That was an incredible one. I think, Mav, we spoke about that one in the was it the World Cup funniest moments video or whatever?
The part that made that funny for me was the reaction, just the
crying,
reaction of like, how dare Roy you Keane celebrate a goal, like, and all just it's just when moments like this happen, sometimes the pundits just forget everything and act like we haven't got footage of them celebrating goals and doing things, and then I don't know, they just forget, they literally forget that cameras exist, and it's just
I'm pretty sure the goal was a banger as well. Didn't Thiago Silva play like
it
some
was
crazy free ball?
it was
yeah.
insane. It was an insane.
It was like
Bugging out.
the tiki taka.
Yeah,
Thiago
yeah.
Silva, Marquinhos.
That pigeon dance
passing,
has.
I believe it was the goal.
That pigeon dance has to be one of the most annoying celebrations. Though, like,
and that's why he did it.
But it's
That's
funny,
why he did
it's
it.
funny, isn't it? It's
He
funny.
did it as a nod to people being like, it's like, that's my celebration. You mock me for it. I've just scored a banger in the World Cup. Have it. Like, that's why he did it. And that's why it's brilliant as well, yeah.
No, I tried to keep away from World Cup moments that I had in the previous video because, like I said, I had a Boubacar at that time. But I was like, all right, this one, it has to be in though. Like, I can't ignore the Richie Tite thing. But a Boubacar last-minute winner, backing off his shirt.
Gets sent off.
And no, you know what it is? It's not even about that. It's the fact that when he got his shirt's off
And he's
after scoring the
smiling.
winning goal, and he's asking for VAR, bro. Like, his shirt is off. You can't ask for VAR whilst you're there, still topless with the referee. That's why I found that
Just
funny.
the way, literally, if I had the World Cup moments in there, I thought it was Prem because I'm an idiot. That is one of my favourite moments. It's
the
just
best,
the
man.
way he like clocks everything. Once like the ref says, "Yeah, we can't go to VAR for that." It's the way he just goes, "Yeah, fair
Yeah,
man."
fair enough, he's smiling. He's got-
The way he shakes his hand, like, yeah, fair man. Like, bro, he's such a
For a second yellow card
Such a
for your
idiot
shot
for
off,
that
and you're
one, man.
asking for a VAR review with a smile on your face, man.
That was top.
I wanted to put it in. I wanted to put it in my list. I was like, you know what? I've already got it, so I'll just mention it as part of the.
You just reminded me of one of my favourite moments. That's
so
tier.
silly.
Yeah. Well, in seventh, we have another World Cup moment. I didn't have this one in. Drew had it in though. Ted and Young Dan had this one in. It is the Ghanaian player who scored a goal at 3-2 down and did the Sue. He was doing Sue whilst losing in the World Cup. Drew, chat to us. What was going? What was going through your mind? Yeah, as a fellow Ghanaian, what was going through your mind when you saw my man do that?
I was thinking. Okay, for the English view, I was thinking this guy's stupid, but in my head I was thinking, what, Jimmy? What are you doing against Portugal? What are you doing, fam?
I wanted to slap the TV, bro. I'm thinking, go and get that ball, bro.
The cameramen were on job as well. The way they caught Ronaldo's
Oh yeah, they get, yeah.
What's my man
to
doing?
Ronaldo, as he's like pulling his face, like, what you doing, bro?
He was sitting on the bench, didn't he? He was just sitting on the bench thinking like, bro, what's happening here? And I think, didn't he come on Twitter to like apologize afterwards, saying like,
Did he?
it's not to insult. I think, he put like an IG post saying that like Ronaldo is like my idol. It wasn't to insult him or anything like that.
Yeah, that was 10 out of 10.
Nah, that's too funny, man.
Actually, that one I just pure forgot. I love that moment.
Yeah.
That
And the
was 10 out of
Sue
10.
was so stiff.
Surprised he didn't do his ankle or something as he landed, bro.
It was so
Funny guy.
dead.
Sixth place. Listen, this one for me deserves to definitely be in like top 5 or whatever, but I wasn't at home for this game, unfortunately. Mav, Ali, CJ, and Young Dan all put this in. Liverpool score a goal. Klopp goes and pulls his hammy.
Oh my god, I forgot
I
about
sadly
that.
didn't get to see it
Then he
live.
pulled his
I didn't
hammy.
get to see that live.
Nah,
He pulled his hammy.
I cannot not laugh on it, bro. It's like, it's perfect. Even the way he pulls up is like, so it's like he did it on purpose. You know, obviously the guy's faking the hamstring injury and then doing the celebration. I almost felt
He
was
tries
going
to play it
do
off
that.
as well.
Like, I felt like he was going to do that because of the way it happened, the way he instantly grabs. Nah, bro, I was in fits of laughter when I saw that. I was literally crying. That was so funny.
Ali, you were rating that one highly as well.
Yeah, that's probably one of the most beautiful like examples of instant karma. I know it probably hurt him more than he was letting off in it. He's trying to act like I'm not actually that injured, but I know as soon as he got back in that dressing room,
You can see that post game, you can see him like walking off, still like kind of limping in that whilst he's shaking guys' hands.
probably calling his assistant, "Yo, come and help me, bro. I need something."
It's the clutch at it and then the slow walk away.
The limp walk off.
Oh, it's 10 out of 10. That moment's 10 out of 10, man.
It was like I just saw my Discord going crazy, and I was like, "Well, what's happening?" They were like, "Oh, Klopp's just pulled his hammy or something." I couldn't believe what I was witnessing.
Bro just scored and he's running straight
we
to
go.
complain to the referee. Like, he's just annoying at times, man.
Yeah. Anyway, that had 23 points. In 5th place, 28 points. This one, myself, Mav, Ted, Alfie, and Young Dan all had it in. In my books, I think, again, could have gone higher. Another Liverpool-themed one. Van Dijk doing the twister. This guy got spun by Perisic.
Oh no.
Goodness gracious.
No, Perisic.
I don't even know where to even begin. Drew, is this like it slipped your mind or something?
It actually slipped my mind. I did like a little cover of 10 in my head, and then I did the final 10. And I completely slipped my mind completely. Maybe it's because it was Tottenham influence as well, but the way he cooked and the still image of his body just...
Oh, the screenshot is terrible.
Yeah.
The screenshot is bad.
Really
Folded, bro.
down his ankle,
It's
bro.
it's like when you're spraying like a spider or something. Not that I do this at RSPCA or whatever. I don't, hurt animals or whatever. But you know when you see people hurting spiders and they start like their legs start
Bugging out.
shaking everywhere and whatever. Yeah, that was Van Dijk. Bro, the fact that it's Perisic as well, bro. And it's not even like a cold winger or someone that's mad techie. It's just Perisic. And what I like about it, there was a time where we were speaking about it happening. And sometimes players slide in for tackles or blocks and they look silly, but like they've had to do that. That wasn't Van Dijk. Van Dijk just got cooked. Like you got chopped, bro. It wasn't like an accident or you had to go for it. He got chopped by 40-year-old
I
Perisic.
think the reason it makes me laugh so much is I think it's one of those moments where if he just went with the action and left it, it wouldn't look funny. But I think he's genuinely trying to do some like mad cool, like swift way of like getting back up.
Try and get back
And I
there
think-
innit, with his
and I
head in
think-
that, innit?
And I think that double folds him in the moment, because I genuinely think if he went with the original action and just slid through, it wouldn't have looked so bad. But he almost tries to recover it to
done
be like,
himself.
oh, I'm VVD,
Yeah.
like I'm a Rolls Royce, I'm so good. And he's done himself even more, and I think that's why it makes it so funny.
And now you know, Van Dijk is never going in for a tackle ever again, bro. That's it.
No one's
They got onto him saying, go to your man, go to your man. He finally does it, and he gets chopped like that, like a twit.
He's
Nah,
so
man. He's-
washed. He's actually
it's
so
very
washed. It's
unfortunate.
crazy.
In 4th place, listen, Liverpool, thank you so much for what you've given us this season, man. Because we have yet another
Comedic
Liverpool
content.
incident. This time, it is Liverpool versus Arsenal. Salah has a penalty, misses. Klopp celebrating, thinking, yes, get in there. Turns around
He's like, what
and
happened?
realizes, it's not a goal. Drew, Yaz, Ted, one in. So Drew, you chat to us. I guess, obviously, Salah
Boy.
missing was nice, but yeah.
It's just the whole scene of it. You just see Klopp turn his face. He's facing the crowd. He celebrates. He looks around. He's like, "What happened?
Why is no one backing it? Why is no one backing it?
Like, what
No,
happened?"
it was funny. I loved it. Like, obviously, it's against Arsenal, so seeing Salah miss the penalty was great. And in fact, I'll be honest, the Salah Bournemouth penalty might have even had a shout of being in this 10 as well, because that penalty, I've seen some bad pens this season, but that one might be the worst one out. Like, it was wide and over all at the same time. Like, wow, what a terrible penalty. But as far as the Anfield one goes, yeah, I liked it, but just the memories of the day itself kind of soured it for me, so I couldn't put that in my
Yeah, I
my top
understand.
10, sadly. Ali, were you rating Klopp celebrating like that?
I hate it when players or managers do that stuff anyway, where they're not looking at the penalty in it. Then they have the audacity to just assume that it went in, even though Anfield's silent. Like, you know what I mean? Just grow up and watch the penalty, man.
It was good. To be fair, so that is in 4th place. That got how many points? 32 points. We now get onto our podium places. Top 3. What do you know? We go to Anfield again. Thank you so much, Anfield, man. You lot have been incredible for us. 3rd place, we have Richarlison. Does he know? After 0 goals the whole season, I made a TikTok about this. 0 goals. He scored 3 goals this season in the Prem. All offside. All yellow cards for taking off his shirt, celebrating. He finally gets that goal. Backs off his shirt. He's doing the chicken dance with, who was it? Was it with Son? They're gassed. 3-3, last minute equalizer. 10 seconds later, Jota scores the winner. The only thing stopping is being number 1 is that Jota did some meaty FIFA celebration. If Jota did the chicken dance, that would be number
Straight.
1.
Straight.
That might even overtake Gerrard's slip, I'll be so honest. If Jota did that in front of him, Wow. But yeah, you might chat to me. What was your thoughts when you seen Jota through on goal to make that one 4-3?
I was thinking, Lucas, what have you done?
It's
What
one
have
where
you done, bro?
I didn't get to see that game live, so it's tough. But seeing it back, it could have not be in my 10. Ali, were you rating Richie's celebration, or was it a karma thing again?
No, man, that one I was sad for him at the time, innit? Because I was thinking, raw, like, I like Richarlison, and I was thinking, finally one of his goals has counted. Like, I know, bro, as soon as he shoots, he's thinking, yeah, I'm about to do my pigeon celebration, I'm about to do it. So it's like, for him to finally get to do it, the referee's called for another kickoff, he's thinking, yeah, I've done it, I'm scot-free, and somehow they managed to let him down. It was just so Tottenham and Richarlison all in one. It was beautiful, man.
Yeah, it's a combination all coming together, and then you see his shirt off, and you see Neymar yelling at him, saying, "Bro, get that tattoo off your back right now."
Bro, that tattoo.
Because why has Richarlison got a tattoo? Why has it got R9 himself and Neymar as some sort of Mount Rushmore? Like, what? Like I kind of, listen, I wouldn't get a tattoo of R9, but I kind of can maybe hear it if it's your icon or idol, whatever. But your teammate on your back, like, what's going on there?
You know,
why is Neymar? Why is Neymar on his back? It doesn't really make sense to me.
As if there's no other Brazilian
Apparently
legends
Neymar
to even
played.
put on your back. Like,
Do
if
you know what I
wanted
mean,
to do
bro?
it, there's
You
players to
put
do
your
it with.
teammate. What else? You're gonna start putting like Marquinhos on that? Or what's going on there, man?
Hey, I
Some
can't lie.
meaty
I'm not
tattoo.
liking the Neymar disrespect right now. I'll be
Bruh.
honest, but-
No, it's not. It's not violating Neymar, but like deep it. Drew, would you get a tattoo of like Thomas UTR brethren on your back? He's your teammate, bro. You're not gonna get a tattoo of your teammate. Like, it doesn't make any sense. No one does that.
My man's gonna be
Exactly, man, but
changing
you're gonna go and get.
in the Brazil national team. Neymar's just gonna see that tattoo, thinking,
Yeah.
"Well, one for my man."
Exactly. It's not about Neymar being meaty. If anything, it's good for Neymar to say like, "Yo, well done. Like, get rid of that, please, mate." I like that Neymar did that, because what's going on, bro? You can't have a tattoo and we're just teammates. Like we're boys. It's different. R9 is what it is. But there we go. Richarlison has made our top 10. What? 3 times? No, he's made our top 11 3 times. So fair play, Richie. You might be the thumbnail of this whole video, because wow, you've given us 1 Prem goal and endless memories. So thank you for that. In second place, 64 points. The gap between second and first is 6 points. There's 64 and 70. Of course, there's not going to be a total 90 in a video like this. 64 points. We finally are leaving Anfield. We are going over to Stamford Bridge. Thomas Tuchel versus Antonio Conte. The handshake. Gary Neville.
Handbag.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
When you hear that, yeah, you just know it's chaos. And it's when you hear, oh, you don't want to see stuff like this. That's when you want to see
You absolutely
stuff
do.
like this. Ali, you had that as number 1. So chat to us on that one.
Yeah, man. I think in hindsight, I should have known that this was a sign of what's coming this season for us, man. Because
Yep.
Tuchel was clearly not in the right frame of mind. The team was just giving away a goal in the last minute. Like, who are you to force somebody to look into your eyes whilst you're handshaking? Like, who do you think you are, Tuchel?
Now, do you know why it's funny as well? I saw fans here on Twitter afterwards. They were going back to like PSG versus Claremont Foot, yeah, to find footage of Tuchel not shaking or not looking in the eyes of someone's
he's
eyes
shaking hands
as
with,
they're
yeah.
shaking their hand, bro. I said, yeah, do you know what? Fair play. The fact that you've gone to find this is incredible, and it's the way like he yanks his hand as well. It's one of the funniest scenes I think you'll see, and everyone. I think someone got pushed afterwards as well. They had like a whole scrap. People were pushing and shoving. Mav,
Pathetic.
what was going through your head when you seen that?
Oh, it was just pathetic, wasn't it? The whole situation was just it's so childish, and like Ali said, little did we all know that was a sign of the season to come for both Chelsea and Tottenham moving forward, with obviously the manager issues at Chelsea, Conte's issues at Tottenham. I think both those managers showed that I don't know what issues they are dealing with, but it's something, because they just started beefing over nothing. Man didn't let his hand go, like we're back in school.
Yanking
it was
each
just
other.
it was just pathetic.
I think
like,
Todd
honestly,
Bowley must
just
have
pathetic.
been pissing off Tuchel so much that summer, yeah, that he just lost it.
So
He just
pathetic.
Now, have you seen the video yet? It's quite a niche one. I don't know boxing too tough, but there's 2 boxers sitting like at like some round table, and they
Yes.
shake
Yeah,
hands.
Carl
And one
Froch.
guy like,
Carl
Yeah,
Froch.
Carl
Yeah,
Froch.
yeah.
is it
And,
Carl Froch? Yeah.
Ginger,
I
what's
forget the
his
other
name?
one.
The ginger.
Been a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, pleasure to you too, mate.
What are you doing? We can all pull about a little bit. Do you want to pull about?
Yeah,
I
we
forgot
can have
his
a little
name.
tug about. We can have a tug about.
Yeah. He's standing there. He's like, oh, okay, we can all have a little talk about. And that's what I was seeing when I seen this. It was hilarious, and I think when I see this in the list, it reminds me of another similar incident this season that obviously none of us had. But do you remember more recently, De Zerbi and Stellini, when Stellini was just standing there and he got sent off for nothing? Like De Zerbi was hyping up to everyone. Stellini's just standing there. He's frozen, looking away. Like he's looking directly forward to say, "Look, I'm not involved in this at all." Everyone else is fighting, and he still gets sent off. That could have been a late contender for my top 10, but again, we have Tuchel Conte. That's more than enough for me. But alas, we arrive at the only thing on this list that every single person has. Unsurprisingly,
There can only be one.
It is a moment of this season. It is the moment of many a season. You could argue for some the most embarrassing result in football history. Leacher getting butchered by Mohamed Salah. Congratulations to Liverpool on that win. It didn't really mean much in the end, but wow, that day was incredible. Mav, talk us through what was going through your head when you saw Leacher get spun like that and showing the back of his shirt to Mohamed Salah. In your opinion, the most overrated footballer in football history.
I found it hilarious. Me, Drew, and Mark were actually sat in a call, and we were literally just creasing at all the memes as well that were appearing because he got cooked differently. Absolutely
that day.
cooked. We were literally in and I've said to you when we covered this result, I was in tears the entire time. Just I found the whole game just hilarious. There's so many moments that just created greatness. Again, Gary Neville and Carragher going back and forth, and Gary Neville having enough. Another one of those situations where you can tell he just wanted to tell him to shut up, but he couldn't. It was
He couldn't do it, bro. Go be professional.
Bro, the whole thing was funny. I'll be honest, and he got cooked differently. The memes made it even better. The memes were the Twitter memes for the next 20 minutes were 10 out of 10.
Not even 20 hours, bro. I was seeing stuff the next day of him going to like a
Everything
time
was
portal
funny.
and like vanishing.
Getting through the
You obviously
portal.
had that number one with me.
I said he went through
How were you
Mr. Wong's portal.
He tripped through the portal.
Nah,
It's
that
the way
whole
they've just
game
paused
had
it on him
everything,
frozen,
bro.
Yeah.
Had everything.
Honestly, the fact that it was like, what, Nunes bagged the brace, Gakpo bagged the, like everyone was just bagging goals against you, bro. It's like, what's going on
Wore a
here?
7-0 trophy for them.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, man. We can't do that one. It's still like that one. We're gonna think about this in a year, 2 years, 10 years. We're still gonna remember it. But
Yeah, that's
it
great.
was
History.
Wow, it was.
Gary,
Ali,
But
how
as Mav
did you feel when you saw
said,
Leacher?
it happens.
Yeah, it happens regularly, man. It does.
Does
That's
happen,
life.
yeah.
Ali, your thoughts?
Nah, the image of Gary Neville just slumped in his chair. Like I think it's like after like 3 or 4, yeah. He just seems sighing whilst Jamie Carragher's just celebrating all up in his face. Oh, it's hilarious.
Bro, he's just there taking selfies, putting it on Twitter and that as well.
Changing
man.
his display picture.
Yeah. To be fair, them men have had some funny moments. Actually, do you know what? We didn't mention CBS anywhere, man. They've had some cold moments as well. With Henri, Kate Abdo, Carragher, and Big Meats and that. They could have had a little.
It doesn't
shout
count
there
though,
as
because
well.
we've all got to watch it through Twitter, so it's not the same.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate. I've seen people actually watching it like on their normal TV stuff now. They'd actually get like the live stream and watch it. So I might try that next Champions League season. Now that my team are there, Ali, your team aren't there, so don't worry about that. You have to watch that one.
Yeah, stick to the highlights.
Yeah, Mav, you can join us though, Mav. You can join us.
Yeah.
Anyway,
My teams are in Europe, but
yeah, congratulations. So that is our top 10. I'm not going to repeat the top 10 because you guys have just heard all of them by now and it's not like a player list or whatever. If you enjoy this, as per usual, leave a like, leave a comment of things that we forgot, because I've seen threads on Twitter. There are many moments that still didn't make our list, so let us know what we missed out. What was your number one? Subscribe to these man or follow them on their Twitters or Twitches, whatever it is they use. Other than that, have a great summer. We'll still be here doing some end of season reviews and going back on our previous takes and stuff and seeing who had howlers. But other than that, yeah, have a wonderful weekend. In a bit. Bosh.